And welcome back to the baseline here on our weekly Monday. And today, instead of doing a recap, we're going to do trade deadline talks. And joining me today is my buddy Al. And Al, how you doing on this very, on my end, hot Monday?
Oh, it's cooking here too, my man. And yeah, I'm doing good. We're excited to talk trade deadline. It's always an exciting time of year. Both our teams are certainly in position to be buyers, hopefully, and your team has started already, which we'll get to. And it's a fun time of year. I love the trade deadline, so I'm excited to talk about
Yeah, this is my time where I pay attention
it. Yeah,
because for people who don't know, I know Craig and Al they do. I literally write down all the moves in a notebook.
I
so
love that.
so yeah, it's definitely a fun time. Just to I don't know, because I also feel like this tells you also that like over the years, one big move uh, could depend everyone's um, chances for the playoffs.
It really can. I mean, it's huge. You can't overstate it. And there are good teams with glaring weaknesses. My Phils being a prime example, they have glaring weaknesses in the bullpen and the outfield. So, and they've been back and forth with the Mets all season. And we'll see which one of them comes out ahead of this in the trade deadline, and if that deal is what makes a difference in the end.
Yeah, right on. um, so, yeah, I would say let's start off with some of the moves that have already happened. I want to say last Thursday, most of these trades have started, or maybe we'll go a little further back, maybe like 2 weeks ago. Um, and we'll just go on, get people catch up. Starting with on July 16th, the Kansas City Royals actually made a trade for Adam Frazier of the Pittsburgh Pirates. So
Yes.
Adam Frazier's coming back to Kansas City. Um, yeah, I think this is a move that Kansas City had to make because they're not playing well at all.
No, 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 absolutely not. They they the whole AL what is that, Central, right?
Yes.
The whole AL Central is weird right now because the Tigers, who were the best team in baseball at one point, have been awful lately. They're 2 for their last 10, 2-8 in their last 10. They've been one of the worst teams, one of the worst records in baseball for the last month or so. But they still have an 8-game lead in the division, which is tells you how mediocre the division has been this year.
Yeah. Um, yeah, that whole division is just weird. I mean, I don't really see any other moves being made by other teams, except for maybe the Tigers. I think can make a big move here, but yeah, like Kansas, Cleveland. I mean, they're up and down. Kansas City, they just I don't. Know, it wasn't like the team as it was last year where they ended up going to the division series against the New York Yankees.
Absolutely. No, they've been very, it's funny because they're a model of consistency. They're 26 and 27 at home and 26 and 27 away. Uh, Now, they did clear up whether they're going to be buyers or sell. Well, they cleared up whether they'd be sellers or not, which I don't think a whole lot of people thought anyway, but they cleared that up for sure when they signed Seth Lugo to a 2-year extension. Was that just yesterday or the day before? And so they're not going to be selling, but nobody expects them to be much of a buyer either. So it's a shame because Seth Lugo would have been a massive chip on the trade deadline, but because of the playoff system we have now, there are so many teams in contention that it eliminates a lot of teams from being sellers.
Yeah, no, yep, I agree with that. That. So that's a very good point.
Yeah, and there's pros and cons to that. It's great if your team's hovering around 500 because you have hope all year. But it stinks if your team's a buyer because it eliminates the market to about six teams. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah, and um, I just don't like. I will. I know he's been playing here and there. I guess it's also good because you can't have really too many infielders.
No doubt.
I know, I know they have India, but I know a couple times he's been DHing here and there. Um, so I guess like this is a good move, and like you said, more of a wild card than it is to get the division because I think the division's already over
Yeah, yeah.
for the most point.
I mean,
Um,
the Tigers can't have faltered any more than they have, and like we said, there's still 8 games up on the Guardians and 8.5 up on Kansas City. So I don't expect them to go 2 for 2 and 8 every 10 games till the end of the season. You know what I mean? And keep giving them chances. So I'm with you.
right. Yeah. Um, all right. So that trade, they the Braves also made a trade. They got uh, Dan Dunning from the Rangers, which is I thought was kind of interesting because I mean the Braves haven't been playing well at all. Um, so
Terrible.
it's interesting that they added a bullpen piece, then they separated.
You
Um,
know, I'm with you, man. And I'm not sure if like because they also added Eric Fetty, and I don't mean to jump the gun on you, but I think we can talk about the two of these together.
mm,
And Dunning was a really good starter a couple of years ago for the Rangers World Series team. I mean, not like great, but he was solid. Um,
yes.
and Fetty was awesome 2 years, a year or two ago, but he's 0-7 with a 6.38 ERA in his last two starts and was getting designated for assignment. So now the reason the Braves are doing this is because every member of their 5-man rotation on opening day is currently on the IL.
You
Isn't that,
can't make that up.
isn't that crazy, man? I mean, it's some crazy injuries like a broken elbow, and for I just forgot his name. He's the guy with the crazy name. But uh just an unbelievable. They've not only played poorly, but they've had just a crazy rash of injuries. The Braves, the free agent signings haven't worked out great. Their pitching staff, they've just been one of the biggest disappointments in baseball. I think we all pick them to win the division if I remember correctly. I know
Yes,
Craig and
yes.
I did. Did you pick them too? Yeah.
No, yeah. I had them. Yeah, I did have them in first place.
Yeah. So, and they are out of it. There's no chance barring one of the greatest comebacks in the history of Major League Baseball. So it's been stunning. So this is just to keep them afloat. They gave up almost nothing. They gave up Jose Ruiz, who's not even ranked in their farm system as a top prospect at all, and they paid cash for Eric Fetty.
Yeah,
Yeah. So this is just
but
bodies.
yeah, but also like you said, they had to. I feel like they had to make moves here then, and because yeah, like you said, like almost every single person is hurt or you know is just not that good this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's been a shocker. It really has. Um, yeah, I need to pull up their team stats while we're talking because there's a couple cases where you're like, wow, I just can't believe how things have gone for them. Though they're one of their big signings was Jerks and Profar, and
Yep.
I didn't like that signing in the first place because he had a great year last year after being very mediocre to poor his whole career. And not only was he not good, he got suspended. So that would really hurt him. Um, they're still trotting Michael Harris out like they think he's going to be a player. Like he's been He's had one or two decent seasons. I mean, he's batting 228 with an OPS of 618. You know, Michael Harris is not a very good player. The one that's really killing them is Ozzy Albies because he's been a good player at times in his career, and he's been awful this year.
That's even a rumor. That's even like um a player they're willing to listen to.
And how would you have ever thought that going into the season? Isn't that something?
I honestly I wouldn't have, just because I would think they would build around him and Acuna as well.
Absolutely. Now, the thing that makes it, I think, kind of unlikely that he would get moved is even though he's having this down year, he has one of the most team friendly contracts in all of Major League Baseball. He signed a 7 year, $35 million contract uh, that runs through 2019.
Wow.
That's $5 million a year in this day and age for a player who's been an all star.
Yeah.
So I have a hard time. I mean, if somebody wanted him, even in a down year, they'd have to give up some real prospects. So that would be an absolutely fascinating move. I'd love to see it. I think the more likely guy to get moved, if they're going to do something major, is Marcell Ozuna.
Yeah. I mean, I would take him.
I would too.
If I'm a contender team. I mean, like just a DH, but he is great with the bat. He hits for power, but very also once in a while he'll also hit for contact.
He had a
So
great year last year, and he's having a mediocre year this year. But that means the better part of his season is yet to come, based on his track record. So it's a perfect time to trade for him in my mind. And the only thing is, like a team like the Phils couldn't use him because he is a pure DH, and so is Schwarber. So like my team that desperately needs hitting, but they need a guy who can also play the outfield. So you got to have a team that has a slot at DH. But if you do, man. That guy's would be on my radar a big time, big time.
yeah, I mean one fit I could definitely see for uh, Ozuna is maybe San Diego.
That's a great call.
Just because they're playing well. I know they've struggled a little bit, but I mean every team does it. But I feel like if they add Marcelo Ozuna along with Tatis and Machado, it will really help them out. Like that would be a killer, 2, 3, 4 in that lineup.
I agree. That's a great call. And interestingly enough, with the Padres, even though they are in contention and are approaching the trade deadline as contenders, they're throwing around Dylan Cease's name.
Yes, which that um what Boston rejected a trade for that, and I
Do you know
think
who
Boston.
do we know who they were trying to get? Oh, was it Duran?
Yeah, it was Duran, uh, and some prospect, and they just said, "Oh, here it is. It's so the Red Sox will have received Dylan Cease, and it would have been oh yeah Duran and well this tweet doesn't say the player of the minor league guys, but they ended up saying no, the
Yeah, and
Padres.
that would have been a very interesting trade. And I've heard that it's come out in the last day or two that Duran is likely going nowhere. Although who knows what to believe this time of year? But there's been a lot of Duran's not moving talk the last couple days, so we'll see where that lands. But I think it would be more surprising than not if he got moved at this point. To me,
Yeah, I mean, just because I think so too. I mean, just because he's still young and
absolutely, absolutely.
he plays a good outfield. I think he'll only get better before he gets worse. Um, so I just think that you know, I understand you probably don't want to get rid of your young talent, but I think even for a rental, if you had a 1-2 punch of Garrett Crochet and Dylan Cease,
Oh
I mean,
yeah, man. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, that's heavy duty. And when they're if Cease has not been his best self this year, but if he gets back on track, and he's been very up and down in his career, but I love him. I've been a big fan of his, and when he's at his best, he is nearly unhittable at times. So yeah, that would have been a really interesting trade because you don't see a lot of starter for starter trades, anymore.
yeah, yeah. I agree. Um, they all here you go. Because I was trying to look it up while we were talking. A
Mhm.
catching prospect, Ethan Solos. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Okay.
19 years old. He's a catching prospect. So
Oh, there he is. Okay, I'm looking him up now. Yeah.
yeah. So
Oh, 19-year-old. Yeah, yeah.
okay. So it been Cease and this guy for Duran, and Boston said no.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's
that's that. I mean, that would have been a really interesting trade, and I understand because Duran's a good long-term prospect. He's young. I mean, a good long-term player. He's already a good player in the majors. So I don't see the where they would give it up for a half a season rental from a guy whose ERA is in the fours right now. That would be tough. The San Diego would have to throw more in there to make pull that off. You know.
right. And also I can also see why as well because blanking on his name. The Japanese guy Boston has. I don't think they want him to play the outfield. So I guess if they
Oh, for sure, for sure.
uh, so I guess if they traded him, then they had no choice. They'll have no choice as of right now to have him play um, left field. Which I mean,
Yoshida, by the way.
yeah, but like I know he has like his first year, but it really didn't work out well for him.
No, no, I'm with you on that. No doubt. Yeah. Yeah, 216 with one RBI.
Yeah, so
Not
that
awesome.
no. Um, so I could see both sides of the perspective, but I also think they should have maybe continued to negotiate and try to get a different pitcher. Um, because I just think if they added a pitcher, Boston's right back in contention.
I agree, and they're I mean they're there now. I mean they're what one game behind the Yankees, so they're right in the wild card race. So yeah, they should definitely be buyers, but who knows what they'll actually do?
Yep. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny because like I have a list of like obvious buyers. The way they did it on CBS Sports is obvious buyers, probable buyers, somewhere in the middle, and obvious sellers. And the obvious sellers list, it is 11 teams. And some of those might not even be obvious sellers. Like the Diamondbacks have been playing really well lately. Now I think they still probably are sellers, but some of these might not actually be. And one of the craziest team that's on the sellers list, it still blows my mind, is the freaking Orioles.
Yeah. I can't see that.
I can't believe how bad they are.
They're awful.
It's
Um,
incredible.
like to the point where I think eventually, I think Mullins gets traded.
Well, he's
Um,
a guy on the radar for my Phils for sure.
yes, I heard that. Um, I mean, they already traded Soto,
Yeah, to
Gregory
the Mets.
Soto,
Yep, yep.
which
And
will
they
will
gave up the Mets gave up their 19th best prospect and another guy for that. So they didn't give up nothing there. That was a significant trade for sure.
yeah, which I you know like he's not terrible. It's like ERA's. It's like as of this article I'm reading, it's like a 3.96.
Yep.
Really only it's only pitched like 36 innings, so I can't really be like, oh, it's a terrible trade because he hasn't really played that much. Um, but like how the Mets are playing now, I think is a perfect time to add to that because they're they were struggling, and that was the one thing I think they needed was pitching, and they needed, um, bullpen help as well.
I agree. And listen, this, the talk of the Mets pitching lab has chilled out a little bit. You know what I mean? But you never. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he goes to the Mets and gets better. Now this dude's got a career ERA of 4.23 and a WHIP, which to me is one of the biggest indicator of long term success of any pitcher. And it's his WHIP is 1.41 for his career. That is awful. So we'll see. You know, the Phils had a taste of him in 2024, and they got an ERA in the low fours and a WHIP of 1.58. So I'm not a huge fan of this guy. I wasn't sad at all to see him go to the Mets, but we've seen the Mets turn around some guys that have been awful. So we'll see. Hopefully, and for my selfish reasons, that doesn't happen, but hopefully for Soto, it does.
Yeah, I can understand why.
Oh, I love it, man.
That's funny. Um, yeah, but I don't know. Like with Baltimore, I feel like they're all over the place. Like there's even rumors. I guess they've died down that they wanted to get rid of, which I don't know why. Um, like give him a chance. I know he's been in the big leagues for a few years, but there was rumors that they were looking to trade Adley Rutschman.
Oh man,
Like
yeah.
I feel like you should be building around. Well, definitely be building around Gunnar Henderson, but you gotta have. It's like the Pirates. You gotta have something to get these fans into the stands.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'm with you 100%. Yeah, that seemed crazy to me. I mean, the guy's a two-time. He finished 12th in the MVP voting in his rookie season, which is insane to me given the stats that he had, but he still did it. And then he was an all-star in 23 and 24, So that seems bonkers to me. He's still got team control years left, so that would be insane. I think the two most likely big name trade candidates are Charlie Morton and Cedric Mullins. And Charlie's, 100 years old, but he's been good lately. And possibly Zach Eflin, which I mean I would be interested in if I needed starting pitching, for sure.
Yeah, I can see that. Um, that's I feel like he get like
He's having a terrible year.
yeah, but
But he's been very good in the past. So
and I also I always forget about him because everyone uh always talks about like the other big guys who are trying to get traded, like oh my god, I'm blanking on his name, Zach Gallen, and
yeah,
all these other guys. So I kind of
yeah.
forget. I always forget about it.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And for good reason. Now. And Charlie Morton is a fascinating guy because it looked like he was really turning it around not too long ago, but then he just got torched for 7 runs 2 starts ago. So, you know, he's probably back off a lot of teams' radars because of that. So, I don't know. We'll see. Cedric Mullins is a very interesting guy. He's been awesome, but in the past, but hasn't been that good for a few years. So I don't know what the market would be for him, like what they would be able to get for him, but I know there'll be interest.
Uh, yeah, but I am with you. I don't know what the market would be, just also because he is a rental as well.
True.
Uh,
Yeah, very true.
you
Very true.
know, so I would think that if you are um, a contending team, you'll want to try to sign him, but um, yeah, like I know he's a rental. I mean, fantastic fielder. Okay hitter. Like he's batting 217 this year, with 14 home runs and 45 RBIs. But
Yeah, he's mystifying because man, he had that breakout season geez, it's 4 years ago now. It seems like yesterday to me. 4 years ago, he was awesome. And then ever since then, he's gone a little bit down, a little bit down, a little bit down, and all the way to this year, which is his worst year of since he was his worst full time year he's ever had. You know, so I don't know what to make of him. Maybe a change of scenery. Maybe he's just who he is. You know, I'm not really sure. But the Phils are so desperate for outfield help. He's a guy, as long as they didn't have to give up any of their top prospects, I'd be interested in. So he's interesting. He's a gamble.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, because I'm looking at his baseball reference page. When 2021, the highest he's ever batted in his career was 291.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the year he was awesome. You know, and he had an OPS of 878, which boy, you get that version of him and you're thrilled. But you know that version of him hasn't happened since. I mean, his highest OPS other than that in a full season is 721, which he did twice, and that's a big difference. That's a difference between a big time plus player and a average player.
Yeah, I agree. But I also think maybe teams will also look for um, his fielding than his hitting because he's a tremendous fielder.
Tremendous.
And also if you even put him in the top of the lineup or even in the bottom, like do like a 9 and then have like for the Phillies example, if you batted Mullins 9 and
Hmm.
Trey Turner first, I'm if Schwarber's batting second, he's great. He's definitely getting two RBIs right
Yeah,
there because
no doubt, man.
he has tremendous speed for outfielder.
Absolutely. He's stolen more than 30 bases 3 times, including last year. He's got 14 already this year. So, yeah, now the problem with that with the Phils is they already have Johan Rojas, who's a fast, great fielding, terrible hitter. Now, Cedric Mullins has proved a lot more at the plate in the course of his career than Rojas, but they already have one guy who's an awesome fielder that they can't put in their lineup very often because he stinks at the plate. So, oh man, yeah. The bet if you get good Cedric, I don't know what to do, and it's got to be GMs have to be pulling their hair out trying to figure out what to do there with him because you don't know exactly what you're getting. But it's he's a tantalizing guy because he could really help a team if he's the good version.
I 100% agree with it.
Hey man, and the Phils have three like their best outfielder is Nick Castellanos, and you know, he's one of the worst fielding outfielders in the league. He's good offensively. You know, his OPS is 750, so it's solid. Very, 14 home runs, 57 RBIs. But that's their best outfielder. I mean, Brandon Marsh has been pretty bad this year. Another good fielder, batting 249. Not much production. 3 home runs, 21 RBIs, and then Rojas. So it's a brutal situation in their outfield. If they could and if they did an Austin Hayes again, now Austin Hayes, of course, when he leaves the Phillies, has been very good this year, but he was terrible when they traded for him last year. So they don't. If they get some mediocre guy, um, it's going to be very disappointing to Philly fans.
Yeah, I agree.
Fascinating, man. Fascinating.
Um, all right. Well, who else do we got? Oh yeah, this happened. Actually, just 2 days ago. Uh, we probably should have done this when we were talking about. But Kansas City added Randall Grichuk.
Yes. Yeah.
Um, which I mean, I feel like anytime the trade deadline goes on, Randall Grichuk is always getting traded. But you know what? But you wonder why though? Because he's 33 years old, but he kills lefties. He's
Yeah.
so fast. He's so amazing against left-handed pitching, and it's just insane of how ridiculous he is against left-handed pitching.
Yeah. He's a platoon dream. He really is.
Right, and I does it say who they give up here?
I have it. It's they gave up Andrew Hoffman right-handed pitcher who has he has a 3.86 ERA in 4 and 2/3 innings in Major League Baseball. He made his MLB debut on May 30th.
Oh, okay.
So they got it. They got a for a rental. They got a guy who could be something, a contributor in the bigs. So not a bad return for where did he come from? Who did they make the trade with? That I didn't write down.
Uh, Arizona.
Thank you. So Arizona got something that could help them. For a guy that wasn't going to do much for them beyond the season or anything beyond the season.
Yeah. Especially if they're going to go on and sell more of their guys. I think Arizona, so they could use the pitching as much as they can.
No doubt, no doubt. And we might as well mention while we're on it. I mean, they have the biggest trade chip offensively of that's out there in this trade deadline.
Oh yes, Suarez,
Oh yes.
which surprisingly, um, has actually been linked. He's been linked to a lot of teams. Trying to see if I could get it here. Okay, the Cubs, the your Phillies have
No
actually
doubt.
they said um, are wanting him. Seattle, and now that'll be interesting since they just added a big piece. Um, oh wow, this one's new. The Astros. Oh geez.
Oh
Um,
man.
and Cincinnati. So have all looked into Suarez, which I could see him fitting at least all those teams. Um, I don't know if he'll fit Houston. That's the one team that's kind of like doesn't jump off the page.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Somebody just got hurt, and that's why their name came up, and I can't remember who it is.
Uh, Paredes.
Yeah, Paredes just tore his hamstring or something, I think, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't. I just Houston's probably my least favorite team that isn't in the Phillies division. So it does make sense with Paredes being out that they would want to go after a third baseman. But I don't. It would stink if he ends up there because I just can't stand them. They drive me crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, the also the Reds are interesting. Just because I didn't even know, are they even doing that well?
Well, they heated up a little lately, and they've got themselves back a little bit in the mix. Let me see where they actually are in the standings exactly. But let me see here.
Well, right now they're 6.5 games out of their division, so that's
Yeah, so they're in wild card contention, but not, that it's an interesting one. And then they're 7-3 in their last 10. Um, the one thing I've completely forgot because we talked about Ellie De La Cruz and his steals in the offseason a lot
mhm.
on one of the pods. One of the things I completely forgot is as good a manager as Terry Francona is, he is a steal killer. Ellie De La Cruz is on pace for the least amount of steals he's had since his rookie season.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's only got like the last I looked, he was in the high 20s, which is crazy because he was talking about stealing 100 bases. He's not
Yeah.
he's not gonna he's not gonna hit 50.
No. Not at all.
And I forgot Terry Francona is a guy who does not like to run a ton. So I didn't even think about that. I should have contacted Vegas and taken the under as soon as they signed Terry to be their manager.
You probably would have won too.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. That's awesome.
Um, yeah. So yeah, but so I could. I mean, they're one game out of the wild card, so I could see him doing there. I could see Seattle. I mean, I know Seattle has always, for a long time, has always been a bag end in that division. Um, so I could see them, adding Suarez. And then I think the interesting team, but I think it would be really really good as well is definitely your Phils. Just
That's a
because
fascinating possibility, isn't it? Go ahead.
yeah, well, yeah, because I mean I know oh, why am I blanking on the third baseman's name? Bohm,
Alex
Alex.
Bowman,
Yeah, I know he got hurt, so but this would definitely be an upgrade. And
for sure.
you
Like
know, yeah, I just feel like it would. I don't know. I feel like it does make to me it makes sense. You know, because you know they've always just you know, especially last year's playoffs. Like I feel like the run support wasn't there, so this definitely adds some more pop to that lineup. When you add the bats of Harper, Schwarber, Castellanos, it definitely adds a lot. I know he's not great defensively, but it'll be a big upgrade.
it would be awesome. I mean, it would be a mind blower. It really would. And Bohm is out until at least mid August. He has a fractured rib, and it's been they thought he was going to be able to come back. It got aggravated again, so he's out for a little while. And he's a solid player, but he's no Suarez. You know what I mean? So it
Mm.
would be a massive offensive upgrade, and yeah, that would be wild, man. That would super surprising a few weeks back before Bohm got hurt again, and it would be all. I would love it. I would absolutely love it. It would be a very pleasant surprise. Very pleasant surprise.
Yeah, no, I agree. But yeah, like I could see him there. I could see it being between them and definitely the Cubs.
Oh, that would be interesting. That's a good call.
Just because the Cubs are, I know they've come down to earth like the last few weeks, but they've been playing phenomenal baseball. And you add Suarez um, to that lineup as well, like behind Kyle Tucker and Pete Crow and in front of Pete Crow Armstrong.
Yeah, man.
That
Yes.
lineup will be that would definitely be dangerous as well.
No doubt. And they got almost nothing out of their third base position with Matt Shaw and whoever else they've trotted out there. But Shaw's played the most games, and he's got an OPS of 655. So that is brutal. So yeah, that would be a huge ad for them. It really would be a perfect fit. I'd hate to see it as an any NL team be like, oh crap, the Cubs really fixed a problem.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. Um,
Oh, and while we're talking about these possibilities, and you mentioned Seattle, let's talk about that Josh Naylor trade from a week or two ago.
I think that makes so much sense for them. Um, just because I mentioned, they've always been like the back burner, with behind, obviously Houston and when Texas was good and they just suck now.
Well,
But
Texas though, but Texas all of a sudden is back in it, man. Like I blinked and they won 9 of 10, and they are tied with the Mariners right now.
oh wow, yeah, holy
I
cow,
mean, literally, I was ready to write them off, but they theoretically could be they're as much buyers as the Mariners. They have the same exact record. So I'm right there with you. I was right there with you 2 weeks ago, but now all of a sudden they're right back in it. So it's
yeah,
shocker
I did.
because they came out of nowhere.
Uh, yeah, they must have because I didn't even know that.
I know, man. It's funny because I didn't. I really, honestly, didn't either until I was doing some. I was just looking at all the. I was looking at who I thought, not just like some websites list, but who I thought would be buyers and sellers. And I was like, I was getting ready to look at the Rangers lineup to see who people might be buying, and I was like, oh no, holy crap, they are back in this thing, man. So yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, wow. Okay, well that's definitely interesting. I holy
No
cow.
doubt, man. No, I'm right there with you, man. It's a stunner. It really is.
Um, yeah, but yeah, but I don't know. I felt like back to Naylor. I felt
Hmm.
like this move just made too much sense for um the Mariners. Like I know people are always trying to, like you always watch like ESPN or like the MLB network, and they're always trying to put Fitz somewhere. I feel like this is just a move one Seattle had to make, and two, it's the perfect fit for them because they haven't had, oh God, I don't know how long back you have to go. They hadn't had a good first baseman in years.
Oh, I can't even. Yeah, I'd have to think real hard to come up with the last one where that was like really impactful.
Right? Yeah.
I
So
mean, yeah, Naylor has just been like just a a model of consistency. He really has. He's been super solid for the last what 4 or 5 seasons.
yeah, I mean his power has gone down this year. He has what 11 home runs, maybe actually more because I don't know how long
You're
he's.
right. No, you are correct. Absolutely correct. He's
Okay.
right. 11 home runs,
Um.
59 RBIs.
Okay. Yeah. So he has that. Like he's more hitting for average, and but it's just um. Yeah, like I said, like I just feel like this is a move. It just made so much sense. Like especially as soon as his name got on the train block, I think I immediately had him with Seattle because it makes too much sense that I think if it didn't happen, I would have been shocked.
Nah, that's a good call, and it was and they gave up as they should have. They gave up some good prospects too. They gave up their number 13 and 16 prospect, left-handed and right-handed pitchers. Brandon, oh boy, I can't read my own writing. Brandon Garcia and Ashton Izzy. What a cool name that is, Ashton Izzy.
It's a
But
pretty cool.
so yeah, they paid for him and as they should have, so that was a big deal. And if they somehow, because you mentioned Suarez for them, and if they somehow add him and Suarez at the deadline, watch out for Seattle.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially with what Cal Riley. Like
Oh,
I
whew.
think I'm gonna say it. I know fans don't want to hear it. That he I will be shocked if he doesn't win the MVP.
Oh yeah, especially with now Judge is out for quite a while. It sounds like so. Absolutely.
Yeah. So if he did I don't know, like Cal Riley is just have playing a phenomenal season. Julio Rodriguez he just came back out of nowhere. Like he was
Yes.
struggling, and then all of a sudden it's just like, okay, he's back to being Julio Rodriguez.
Well, anybody that plays fantasy baseball or is a big fan of baseball like us knows that you just write off April and May for Julio every year, and then just ride him out the rest of the season. And here he comes.
Yeah, and then what? A Rosarena it has been
He's
doing
been
well.
great. Yeah, he's been very good. Like his average isn't awesome, but the rest of him is. He's got power, he's got RBIs, his on base percentage is over 100 points over his batting average, which I love in a player. I mean, it's not a hard thing to say, but it's a when you're batting 247, but your on base percentage is 352, you're doing something right. And so yeah, I'm with you, man. That guy's been great. Um, yeah, and and while you brought up Old Cal, the Big Dumper, which is got to be the best nickname in baseball going. I mentioned this off air, and I'll bring it up now since you brought him up. He signed what got to be the most appropriate for the person's sponsorship deal you'll ever hear, and so funny. He signed a deal with Honey Bucket, which is a porta potty company. The Big Dumper has a deal with a porta potty company. Come on, let's go.
that that's awesome.
Gotta love it, man. Gotta
Oh,
love it.
that's so awesome.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Yeah, no, that is. I think that's the best sponsorship signing ever.
No doubt, no doubt. I laughed so hard when I just saw that last night, and I was like, "Oh man, we got to talk about this on the pod. That's too good."
Yeah, no, yeah. I'm very glad you brought that up.
Oh shoot! Eh, Now I don't know where you want to go next, but maybe we because there's only one team left that made significant moves on my radar, and that's your guys. You want to go there now?
Um, yeah, we could definitely do it. So well, I guess we could talk about both. The New York Yankees, mostly Craig's team, uh, traded. Which one move I like, one move I okay with, I guess.
hmm
But they acquired Ahmed Rosario.
Yep.
Okay, and then which I don't remember, but I remember me and Craig said this like over a year ago that uh, they should have made this move. I think it's a year too late, but hey, if it works out, it works out. They also got Ryan McMahon,
Yes.
which I love the Ryan McMahon move. Not because it's a he's owned 16 million between in both 2026 and 27, but also I feel like every year the Yankees always made a trade and was always a rental guy. Now they
Yeah.
have a guy who's under contract for the next 2.5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. It goes against the grain for them in a good way.
Right, yeah. And also another thing, he's a lefty bat, which I think they need. I don't think they need any more righties. you know,
I'm right
it,
there with you. And by
it
the way, that short porch, I mean, McManus had somewhere between 24 and 16 home runs every season since 2019, except when he was hurt in 2020. And that adds what, 5 to 8 home runs to almost every full-time player that plays there that's a lefty.
yeah, yeah. And also the other thing is, and Yankee fans will appreciate this. He plays great defense.
Yeah. Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, he's just phenomenal. Like literally, I say this was like he's like a. I know he's probably like 5, 6 years younger, but it's a younger version of Nolan Arenado.
That's
But
yeah.
it's just less expensive.
Right, right. Yes. Yeah, no, he's a heck of a defender. You know, he's an interesting offensive guy cuz he hasn't batted higher than 240 in the last 3 seasons. But his OPS every year is in the 700s, you know?
Hmm.
So he's an on base percentage guy, which I just said I love. His on base percentage is typically about 100 points higher, give or take, than his batting average. And to go with that defense, you can live with the batting average with that on base percentage, and then the defense is just a massive, super awesome perk.
Right, which they need at least from that side of the infield because Volpe just. I don't think Volpe lived up to the hype that everyone was
Man,
saying.
it looked like he was gonna be just so good, man. And yeah, yeah, just not, unfortunately. Like he's having just a terrible year, you know. It's a shame. I mean, he's still putting up some power and some RBIs, but 215, man, you know, and he's not a guy that has 100 point higher on base percentage like we just talked about with a couple dudes. He's not that guy. So yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, but I like this move for the Yankees. It makes so much sense. I just think now uh, you gotta add pitching. I think that's probably one of the big um, things right now. Although there is rumors and reports saying that they're looking to add more hitting, which I don't think you need. Because at this point it'll just be bench players, and you got plenty of those. Um,
Yeah, yeah, for real, for real.
so I think go out and get pitching. Maybe even ask Arizona because I'm looking at like what Zach Gallen.
Yeah,
Uh,
Gallon's a big name out there for sure.
also he's from New Jersey, so kind of be like a home
Oh, I
thing
didn't
for
know that.
yeah. So I heard someone say that. I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. So New Jersey, he'll be right there. um, and then
That's wild. That's what. Oh, hey, quick little weird side note before I completely forget to say this.
yeah.
You know, Kurtz, Nick Kurtz, that had the 6 for 6 game that was one of the greatest games in the history of baseball the other day.
Oh yes.
That dude went to my high school.
Really? That's
Yep.
awesome.
He went to Manheim Township High School in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and then he moved to Georgia because Township is not my high school is not a baseball factory. And I'm assuming he moved there because he moved to a baseball factory. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
but but he did go to my high school, which I was like, man, and I didn't even know it until he had that game. I had no idea because he's,
Wow, that's so cool.
30 years younger than me. But yeah, I
Yeah,
just wanted to throw
that's
that
so
out there real quick.
awesome.
Isn't that cool? Yeah, man. How about that?
Yeah, small world, huh?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Totally, man. Totally. Totally.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, actually, no. If you're speaking of that, I don't remember what town he was from, but yeah, George Springer is actually from Connecticut. So that was actually really that's
Get out.
yeah, he's from Connecticut. I'm
Nice.
like, I don't think I've ever heard of a baseball player from Connecticut.
Yeah. Speaking of non-baseball factories like mine.
Yeah, which we're known for because I think at least the town I live in, they got rid of baseball, so it kind of sucks.
They did?
Yeah, the high school I went to got rid of their baseball program.
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's crazy. I never even heard of a high school getting rid of a baseball program. Wow, that's
Yep.
that's wild, man.
Yeah, we're mostly known for uh, football, but yeah, they just yeah. I guess I don't know if it was due to budgets or what, but yeah, they just got rid of baseball, and mostly they got rid of because like in the back of our high school, we used to have a field, and they just planted grass all over the baseball field.
Wow. Wow, that's nuts. That is nuts. Man, crazy. That's crazy talk. You don't get rid of baseball. Let's go. This is America.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I love it.
Uh,
Man, what a trip. Wow. So yeah, so I'm with you on these trades. Like McMahon was the big one, you know.
mm,
And Rosario's a solid player, but he's not he's not going to change the world, but he's a nice chip to have that can play a bunch of different positions. But yeah, and they gave up 4 prospects, and the bigger ones were in the McMahon trade. They gave up their number 8 and 21 prospect for him.
yeah, because the people they gave from Ahmed Rosario, I'm like, I remember them talking about this, and I looked at the numbers. I said, never mind, just get rid of them.
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. Yep. Like they was just, hey, take a couple guys. You need bodies in your farm system. Here they are.
Yeah, yeah, honestly. Um, yeah, but like I said, I don't think they should go after hitting anymore. Like I mentioned, the Zach Allen, Merrill Kelly is another name that comes up.
Yep.
Uh,
Absolutely. And he's having a much better year than Gallon, even though Gallon's been much better over the course of his career.
yeah, yeah, which I think that's what you're gonna need. Just rather than just the pitcher who's okay. you
Yeah,
know.
totally, man. Yeah, Gallon's a mystery this year because I believe he's in his contract year, and
Yep.
he's been excellent for almost his entire career, and now he's having just a terrible season. So, yeah, I don't know what to make of him. He's a really interesting guy on the block because what are you getting? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Do you get the guy this year whose ERA is 5.6, or do you get the guy whose career ERA, even with this year, is 3.60?
Yeah. I would hope the other. I would hope the the dominant one, the
Yeah, right,
slumping one.
right. Yeah, I mean the dude was 14-6 with a 3.65 ERA last year, and right now he's 7-12 with a 5.6. So yeah, he's an interesting guy. I would personally be if I my the one thing the Phils don't need is starting pitching, but if my team needed starting pitching, I would definitely be willing to take that gamble.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Um, and then two names have come up for bullpen, which again I think the Yankees should do, which is Johan Duran,
Oh yes.
uh, and this says Class A, but actually I'll get to Class A in a minute because before we actually hit record, there was breaking news on him. So
Oh, I didn't hear it.
yeah, we'll get to him in a minute. But yeah, I would think Duran will be a good fit because if Devin Williams walks, you got a solid closer for yourself.
Yeah, no, that's a great call. That's a great call. Now, I'm intrigued by the what the Twins would do because they have been awful, and I can't imagine they're not going to sell. Then I hear a lot of like maybe they're not going to part with him. So I don't know what to make there. I don't know what to make of that situation. But if I were the Twins, I'd be looking to move anybody that is could help me build for the future because they have pieces. They have these pieces that are tantalizing and have been for a few seasons.
Yeah, right. And I know the Josh Hayer's getting some this game not not yeah, Josh Hader is getting
Yep, yep.
some love, but once again, it'll be more for his um, fielding than his hitting. Um, but it would help out as well because he is a good outfielder. It just and I know what he also could impact a lot of teams. He's done that well as much as he can with the Twins. I know he did it with the Mets a couple years ago. He was just phenomenal with that team. So I mean, it's not a bad player. And then I know Christian Vasquez, the catcher, his name's gone
Hmm.
out there. He's been he's been good for some teams. His time with the Red Sox and I want to say Houston, and both teams he was on won the World Series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's a good luck charm, man.
Yeah. So but I am with you. I wonder if what Minnesota would do. Um, but I don't know, because I always feel like they could also, in a couple years, they could turn it around because they got, if especially if Buxton and Lewis and Correa, well, right now they're all healthy, but you could continue this from years on. I would definitely try to be a contender. So it's kind of hard with them.
I'm with you, man. They've been tough to figure out for a while now. And it's crazy because they are getting the year everybody's been always wanted from Byron Buxton, and he's been healthy for him. He's been incredibly healthy, but their pitching has been terrible, man. Like, I mean, other than Joe Ryan, freaking Bailey Ober's ERA is 5.28. They've just been it's just been brutal. So, the one name that made it would make a lot of sense for them to trade for me is Pablo Lopez, but where is he? Is he out right now? Let me
Uh,
see if I can find that real quick because he's only made 11 starts, and I don't know when those starts were.
oh, it does say that he is hurt.
Oh,
And
he's
he's
throwing now. He's throwing out to 100 feet.
yeah,
So if he's coming back, man, he was really good earlier this season before that injury. ERA in the twos. So that's a guy that would be a really interesting trade chip, but it's tough timing.
yeah, especially since you don't know when he'll be back. Because
Exactly. Yeah, he's just long tossing right now. So that sounds like 2 or 3 weeks at best, you know?
oh yeah, the latest update from Lopez is that teared he suffered a strain in the back of his right shoulder on June 30th. I'm guessing during a rehab because it does say in Sacramento.
Okay. Okay.
So
Unless he had wandered onto the A's field.
yeah, which is an awful stadium.
Oh, it's brutal. It's brutal. It's a joke that they're a major league team. You know what I mean? Not the players on it because they have some good players, but just the ownership and the way all that went. You know,
Oh, I agree. That pissed me off.
you and me both, man. You and me both.
um, yeah,
Yeah. So
but
yeah. So the Twins are just an interesting team as far as what they may
yeah,
or may not do.
well, yeah, because now I actually put Duran's thing on here. He's not a free agent until 2028.
See, that's why it would be. I would love like this would be. He's been tossed around for the Phillies a lot because every bullpen piece has been, and it would be. I would love it, but it would be stunning to me for them to trade him. That would be one of the least likely people to trade because of that and how good he is. You know, he's a very good pitcher. He's got under team control for what 3 more seasons. So I'd be stunned. You'd have to give up a lot to get him. You know, you're talking like a top five prospect in that trade probably to for any team to get him. You know.
Yeah, yeah, no, I agree.
Top five in your in that team's farm system. I don't mean in the MLB's top 100.
Right, yeah, I know we meant. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. So it'll be interesting what they do. Um, let's see, is that all the moves? Um, oh well, my dad just texted me a trade, but it's more of a minor trade.
What is it?
So apparently, well, I mean, we've talked about him so much. Apparently, the Braves. Oh yeah, here it is. It's on the New York Post. 9 minutes ago, traded Carlos Carrasco to the Braves. So he went from the he went from the Yankees to the Braves.
Another pitcher with an ERA over 5. The Braves have collected. The last I saw Carrasco's ERA was in the sixes. Let me see if it's still there.
Yeah, he's a fine 5.91 ERA.
There you go. There you go. There you go, Braves. Yeah, let their comeback begin.
Oh my god, that just it's just awful though. Why? Like, why would the Braves do this to themselves? They don't love themselves.
Yeah. That's the quote of the day. The Braves don't love themselves. That's awesome.
Like
Oh, that was great, Jordan.
I don't know why, but they it makes no sense of
Oh,
why
that's
they
so
would do
funny.
that.
I don't get it, man. If they trade for a 38-year-old Carlos Carrasco with an ERA of 5.91, that's great. That is great. Man, so they've traded for Eric Fetty, who in the last last 12 starts has an ERA of 6.38. They traded for Dane Dunning, who had an ERA of 5.31 in 2024 and was in the minors all of 2025, almost all of 2025 until the trade. And now Carlos Carrasco, who's 100 years old and has an ERA of almost 6.
Yeah,
I remember when every time the Braves made a move, you were nervous because it was going to be a good move. That is not the case anymore.
I remember that as well. Um, oh, what year they won? I want to say they won in 21, right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, because it was Freeman's last year. Like those moves were ridiculous. Like Jock Peterson, Eddie Rosario, um, they had some bullpen piece. I'm blanking on his name, but all of those guys ended up helping them win the World Series, and now they go to this.
It blows my mind, man. It blows my mind. I am stunned.
I honestly, because you mentioned Marcelo Zuna, I wouldn't be surprised if they also trade Iglesias.
Yeah, no, that would make sense too. The problem for them is he's having a terrible year too, so it would be for him because he's been very good for a long time. So I think he still gets some value, but they wouldn't get the value you would hope because he's had such a down year.
Right. And then, I guess whoever else they want to trade.
Yeah, yeah. I think Ozuna's probably their best chip. Iglesias' ERA is over 5 this year, which has got
Yeah.
to be the worst year of his career. Because he's been
Oh,
good for a long time.
Sean Murphy. His name's come up.
That's an interesting one. That's a really interesting one. That
Yeah,
people should be interested in for sure.
I heard. I don't know how if they'll do it, but I heard that there was um a trade that someone proposed Ozuna and Murphy both to the Padres.
Well, that would boost the Padres prospects right in one fell swoop. Now, would they give up Dylan Cease in that? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if they would.
I mean,
Uh,
I don't. It doesn't look like the Braves are interested in good pitchers, so maybe not.
yeah. Uh, but you're training all these guys, but then you gotta realize once they're starting these guys are just probably gonna be let go anyway.
Right,
So what's the
right.
point? What's the point of training for them?
Oh man, I find this fascinating. I really do. I don't know what they're. I mean, I know they have a ton of injuries. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, they have Spencer Strider's back, and other than that, everybody else that was Spencer Strider wasn't on the open day roster. He took him a month to get back, but everybody that was is out right now. Chris Sale, welcome to
Yep.
life with Chris Sale. By the way, they got the best of Chris Sale last year. Now they're dealing with what the Red Sox dealt with.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that's insane. Just how he was, and I don't know. I feel like they also used him for way too much. Because I would he would just keep giving up hits, and they would just leave him in. I think I was watching one game with the Pirates, and it was 3-0 in the fourth. He has over 40 pitches, and they just keep leaving him in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah.
Uh. So yeah. Story. Headline of this podcast: Braves do not like good pitching.
And they don't love themselves.
Yeah. Exactly. They don't love no. Um. So.
Okay, you got to hit them with this Class A news, man.
Oh yes. So. Uh. If I could. Yeah. So Class A. Before. I mean, obviously he was a big talk in trade rumors because I mean, why not? He's a great um, closer. He's probably definitely up there. Um, so now he is, in my mind, I don't think he's even getting traded because the Guardians. This is the breaking news. This is on Cleveland's Guardians social media that they have been notified by MLB as part of their sports betting investigation
Oh
that
man.
Emmanuel Clase has uh, he's been placed on the non-paid leave for basically betting.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I mean, this guy's name now, you've heard him on and off the block. Who knows but he has been one of the most talked about names at the trade deadline, one of the best relievers in baseball. I mean, that one of the all-time greatest seasons of any closer in the history of the game last year. And he is now under investigation, paid leave for gambling. Unfreaking believable, man. Unbelievable.
Yep.
He's not. I mean, he's not going anywhere now. No chance. I mean, there's that's it. I mean, that's crazy, crazy.
Yeah. Um,
And what a blow to the Guardians! Just trying to get back in this thing. They're in second place, although they're distant second, 8 games behind. But I mean, the Tigers have been so bad that who's to say they're out of it? But what a massive blow to them.
yeah, especially coming from you know like one of the like you said, one of the best closers in the last couple seasons.
Yeah, man. Nah, he's been very good and all time great last year and still good this year. So I don't know, man. It's just an absolute stunner, absolute stunner. Oh yeah, one of the headlines I'm seeing says, and this I don't know this website, but Crossing Broad. I don't know what that is, but it says it's funny the way they put it. Welp, it looks like Emmanuel Clase is not going to be a Philly.
Yeah. So that's apparently they Luis Ortiz also.
Oh, he's under investigation too?
Yeah, wait. Per yeah, this is Class A's teammate Luis Ortiz was the first and thus far the far only player placed on leave under the ongoing investigation.
Man, that's crazy.
So
Crazy.
Ortiz must have so he I don't know how this sounds. It looks like Ortiz is suspended right now. Class A is just being investigated.
Man, that is absolutely wild. Two relievers on the same team, and man, I mean, just circumstantial evidence, but it doesn't means nothing without MLB actually doing the investigation. But both of them having significantly worse seasons than last year doesn't look good, on the
No.
surface. Wow, that's crazy, man. I
Oh,
can't believe
fr-
that.
from this website, it, uh, hold on, I'm just trying to
Yeah, take your
see
time, man,
with
because this is
like
this
with
is mind blowing news here. This is heavy. This is like this could be the end of the Guardians contending. Because they just lost two huge pieces, man. I mean, a starter and a reliever, one of the best relievers in baseball, and a solid starter. Crazy. It's mind blowing.
so this is a little article. Um, the investigation centers on two pitches that Ortiz threw.
Oh,
One on
interesting.
one on June 15th against the Seattle Mariners, and a game with the St. Louis Cardinals on June 27th. There are unusual betting around prop bets surrounding these pitches. Both sliders against Mariners outfielder Randy Arozarena and Cardinals catcher Pedro Pages or Pates.
That's nuts. I mean, see, this is the thing with gambling being what it is now. Like there are bets on every play of every game that are available now. I don't know
Yeah,
how you keep the game clean in that kind of circumstance. It's wild.
yeah. Uh, so so I guess Class A is reported placed on non disciplinary paid leave because of MLB's sports gambling investigation, and I guess Ortiz did do the gambling.
Man,
So
that is brutal, man, for the Guardians. That is absolutely brutal. I'll tell you, I'm going to be selfish for a second again, like I tend to be when it comes to my Phils. what what exciting news that this means for me is that the Stephen Kwan rumors that have been floating around for quite a while might just get heated back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would think the Guardians might be a lot more likely to sell with two of their one of their best players and another important player being out likely for the season the way things sound. Although who knows? But wow, that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I agree. So it looks like, yeah, so it looks like they know that Ortiz did it. Uh,
And they're still
and
investigating
I
Class A.
guess, yeah, that's what it more looks like.
And they're not putting Class A on paid suspension because they it's a they don't think he did it. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. Um,
Wow. I'm that's mind blowing, man. And what crazy timing right at the trade deadline too. Wow. Bonkers.
yeah, well, I mean, that would suck too because did these guys could have also just put their careers on jeopardy.
For real. I mean that's man, I don't even know what to say. It's just it blows my mind. I mean, I got a buddy who's a Guardians fan who he's just got to be, just super bummed about this. It's freaking absolutely out of control crazy to happen right now, you know?
Yeah, and that's, yeah, it's just uh, it's insane of how, uh, like, I also think it came up. Well, I don't even want to say last year. It came where what they like MLB suspended um what, like, five minor league guys for a whole year.
Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Yep.
So, but now, like, it's only a matter of time, like, how these guys are, like, how are they gonna react with these, and especially like how bad it is.
Yeah, that's
Like,
nuts. Oh,
like,
by the way, that suspension included three Phillies, by the way. The
oh wow,
one
yeah,
you're talking about. Yeah. Three freaking Phillies, man, that were minor leaguers. I don't know how highly rated they were as prospects, but they all got 25 game suspensions at the time.
yeah. Well, if what I'm reading with the whole um Ortiz, if Ortiz might actually just um get a lifetime banned because,
Holy shit. Oh, pardon my French.
no, you're good. Just because like I said, it they were saying something where, that they were on two pitches that he threw these against these guys, against one against the Cardinals and one against the Mariners. They're saying they're looking into that, but Class A, I haven't. I'm trying to, like, follow the story. There's nothing about Class A right now.
Boy, this is going to be really interesting to track. It really is. I mean, that is big news. Big news.
Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
we'll see. And yeah, like you said, his name was coming up more, and people thought that the Guardians would actually have traded him.
Yeah, could you imagine if he got now maybe MLB would have stepped in anyway and if their under investigation was underway, but can you imagine if he got traded like a week ago and the new team had to deal with this?
Oh, that would have sucked.
Could you imagine that, man? Oh man, if I
I
if
think
they if he
I.
gotten traded to the Phillies, I would have been throwing a parade, and then all of a sudden, boom, he's out for the rest of the season or whatever. Oh,
Oh yeah, we would have had to make this podcast PG-13.
Yeah, nice, nice. That's right. That's right. Oh, I love it. Oh man. Well, at least I waited like an hour and a half to drop my first curse word, so we don't get in trouble on YouTube.
Yeah. So yeah,
Oh
that's the
shoot,
news
man.
on Class A. We have nothing more.
Well, that's big, man. I'm glad you brought that because I didn't even. I was checking the updates up right up until like maybe 10 minutes before we started, and that hadn't come out yet. So you caught it. I didn't. Good job.
Yep. Uh,
Wow.
so
Well,
yeah, that's
what else do we need to cover here, my man? Oh, there is a couple. If you don't mind, there's a couple Phillies things I want to hit. If there's anything else you want to hit before that, or can I
um
go to the Phils real quick?
actually I do want to do one thing if you don't mind.
Please. No, please.
I just want because they are in your division. I want to give you
Mm-hmm.
this news that I don't know. I feel like it's weird, but I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. The Mets. That's why I said like they're in your division. Um, the
Mm-hmm.
report is they're willing to trade a bunch of their young guys for to get some pitching,
Oh,
and
interesting.
it's not like guys down in the minors. It's some pretty good pieces who have helped the Mets out this whole year. One name, I think the bigger name is Mark Vientos.
Well,
They're
that's
looking,
an interesting one because he's been terrible this year after having being very good last year.
yeah. Acuna, Ronald Acuna's brother. They're looking to trade. Uh, Brad Beatty and that other second baseman. I'm having a hard time with his name as well.
Oh, is it? Oh, wait. I thought I had it and I lost it.
It begins with an M. I can't think of his name right now.
Yeah, I can't find. I'm having a hard time finding it. Well, that's interesting because yeah, that I mean, you're talking with Vientos and Beatty. You're talking about two guys that were really hyped over the like Beatty's hype was like 3 or 4 seasons ago now, and Vientos last year, and they've like Beatty's actually having the best, probably his best season, because he has not lived up to expectations at all. Whereas Vientos did last year and has faltered this year. So that's really interesting that those two would be on the block, and I understand it. Um, that's fascinating. And their talk is they want to do that for starting pitching, relief pitching, or a little bit of both. Do you know?
um, yeah, some say starting pitching. Uh, the Mark Vientos one, and this is interesting for me, will be if they do trade him, it will be, I guess you'd say bad contract for bad contract. It will be for Luis Robert Jr.
Oh, now isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Wow. That would be really interesting. That he's a guy out there. I was going to mention talking about the Phils eventually too. So he's a really interesting guy because I mean, talk about a team blowing their chance to get value for a player. I mean, they could have gotten a mint for him 2 years ago. Even a year ago, it would have been more than it is now. And now they're talking about taking, like you said, bad contract for bad contract.
Yeah.
And we were talking about the Luis Robert contract a couple years ago was an incredible contract, but not when you're batting 197.
Yeah, no, yeah, I totally agree with that. Like,
Yeah, it's
it's
fascinating, man. He's a once exciting, now what the heck is he? Is he anything worth doing anymore guy? And I don't know what to make of him.
yeah, no, I agree. Especially, well, I think his OPS is really not that good either. Um, it's like six something,
No, you're
right?
right.
Yeah.
it's bad. I'll find it as quick as possible, but it's not good. It is not good. Um, the one thing you can say about him, if you want to try and make a case, is he did have a couple good seasons, and maybe when you play for a team that's setting all time records for losses, sometimes a change of scenery can be good. I mean, listen, Mickey Moniak is having a good season this year. If Mickey Moniak can come back and have a good season after just being what looked like one of the worst first round picks for the Phillies ever, then maybe he's only 27. Maybe he can come back too. So I don't know, but it's his OPS, by the way, is 632. That's
Yeah, no, that's
terrible.
not good. Yeah, but yeah,
Now
so
he is only. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I was gonna say I mean, they're saying the Mets are like a dark horse, but a lot of like that's just one website I heard. The other things are that the White Sox have told the Mets you could have him, but you gotta give us Mark Vientos.
I mean, that's a fascinating trade. That's a really interesting one. It is. I mean, Robert is 2 years removed from looking like he was going to be a superstar, not just
Yeah,
good, a superstar. He had 38 home runs and uh, 20 steals and an OPS of 857. In 2023, and then last year he was bad, and this year he's even worse. So I don't know. That's a really interesting one. I mean, he's been thrown around a lot for the Phillies, and I don't know what to make of it. I don't, depending if they give up next to nothing, it's an interesting chance to take. Maybe you hit the reset with a better franchise, and he comes back to life, whether it's the Mets, the Phils, or wherever he lands. But I don't know. It's a big gamble.
yeah, no, and I don't know. Like I'm with you. Like if he was playing well, I could see this. Um, he has club options for both 26 and 27, and he's not like an official free agent until 28.
Yeah, and
So
the contract, if he was playing well, the contract is insanely low priced.
yeah, and I want to say, I mean, back in 2020, he signed a 6-year, $50 million contract.
Yeah. So if he was playing like the Luis Robert of 2023, he's one of the most underpaid players in baseball. Right now, he's making too much money.
Yes, 100%. So
Fascinating. Yeah, that's a guy. To me, the White Sox have done a terrible job the last few years while they've been bad of deciding when and who to sell off and getting back return. I think I mean, just absolutely awful at it. And Luis Roberts is the best case in point.
yeah, no, I agree. Um, yeah, because I don't know. I've always found it weird that um, you they when they traded Sale, like it felt like the right time. Like it felt like okay, you have to trade Sale this year, and they did great. And the same thing with Crochet. He's doing great with the, the Red Sox. But yeah, I feel
Hmm.
like if they do trade Robert now, I think I agree with you. It's a couple years too late.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's fascinating. I'm really curious to see what happens there. He might just end up staying right where he is, but yeah, I'm really curious to find out. And I just choked on my water, so bear with me a second.
Uh, all right. So well, I got nothing else to add. So if you want to talk about your fills,
Yeah, just a couple things real quick because we talked about a lot of it already, but I just want to throw out some things. The Phils are in The Phil's farm system is about as good as it's been for quite a while. So they have pieces. You know, the Andrew Painter is one of the top prospects in all of baseball, their pitcher. Aiden Miller, the shortstop, Justin Crawford, the outfielder. They have a catcher prospect who's 18 years old named Eduardo Tate, who's very highly thought of. Mick Abel, who's a very a name that's been tossed around a lot and is highly thought of, is only their sixth ranked prospect right now, and so that's how good their farm system is right now. So they have pieces, and Dombrowski's known to be a Trader Joe, So I'm really curious to see they desperately need a good outfielder and at least one. Thank goodness, and you texted me about this right when it happened a week or two ago. They signed David. What is it? David Robertson. I stink with names.
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Geez, who's been awesome his whole career. So that should be a good addition for them. But and they're getting Jose Alvarado back in August, but he's ineligible for the postseason because of his suspension. So um, they need at least one good arm in the bullpen. Their bullpen ERA is ranked 21st in baseball right now, which is not great for a team who has a top 6 or 7 record in baseball right now. So and then their outfield play has been mediocre at best. They have 2 of their 3 outfielders have been very subpar, and the other one is Castellanos, who's is an adventure as a fielder, but a good hitter. So I'm really curious to see where it lands. I have Luis Roberts written down as this. We talked about Cedric Mullins. There's a lot of guys out there that are guys that have been good who haven't been good lately, guys that keep coming up for them. Um, Another name that was coming up a lot that I think is probably off the blocks now because of how they've heated up is Adolis Garcia from the Rangers. I'm assuming they're not selling now because they're freaking tied for second place in their division. They're only 4 games out. So take him off the market, most likely, So I don't know, man. It's an interesting it's tough when you have so few teams selling for so many teams that need the same things.
Yeah, and I think that's like that. That's when I think is going to make this deadline so interesting. Is everyone's looking for the exact same thing. So I
I
think
mean,
it's
is
just
there a team on the list, Jordan, of contenders that doesn't need bullpen help? You know what I mean? Like almost
yeah,
all of them do.
yeah. No, yeah. I think every team needs it, which is insane. and
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just I don't know. It feels like every team needs it, and like also we haven't we've done this podcast for almost an hour. We also haven't mentioned the Dodgers, who I'm pretty sure who are gonna be something.
Oh, and another team that's on the big time bullpen need list also.
Oh, they're
I mean, they have a lot for a team that had for a team that spent hundreds like like somewhere around 150 million dollars on 3 big relievers this offseason. Their bullpen has been a disaster.
yeah. I think I think the the Tanner Scott signing it's just awful this year. Um,
Everybody wanted Tanner Scott. I wanted him for the Phils. Everybody wanted that guy, and he's been brutal.
yeah, and Kirby Yates really hasn't been that good. Um,
Absolutely. And there's a third guy I'm blanking on right now. Who's the third guy? Um,
I can't think of his name.
Blake Trainin,
Yes,
who's been, he's only pitched 8 innings because of injuries.
yep. Uh, and I also know I know they're looking to trade Dustin May, um, which I mean I guess makes sense because they have too much pitching. Um,
And by the way, talk about teams waiting too long to make a trade. Dustin May's been while he's been very injury prone, he's also been very good during the course of his career. His ERA is 4.85 this season. So good timing on that wanting to trade him.
Yep, that would do it. Yeah, yeah, like all
Oh
these,
man.
yeah, all these teams need help. Yeah, but like, but back to the your Phillies. Yeah, I would just
Hmm.
say like go on, get what Duran from Minnesota or somebody.
I'd love
Um,
that.
I know
I would
one
love that.
name. I know one name I saw, but I don't think they'll do it. Was one guy was saying like Mason Miller, but I don't think the A's are that stupid to trade for him.
I would love it, but I don't think there's a chance. Unfortunately, he's too highly regarded, and the A's are notoriously stingy with their top guys. They're very difficult to deal with. So I'd be stunned if it. I would love it, but I would be stunned. The two most likely names out there to me, because I don't think Johan Duran's really going anywhere either. Without you'd have to give up a mint for him, and I don't know who's going to do that. Maybe somebody will in this market though, if it is possible, but but because of that team control thing through 28, I mean, you're going to have to give up a lot for a guy of that caliber. I think the two most likely guys and the guys that I'm really hoping for outside of the crown jewels of the guys we just mentioned
Mm.
are David Bednar of the Pirates and Ryan Helsley of the Cardinals.
Yeah, I actually totally forgot about those guys.
Bednar to me is, I mean, I don't know why he wouldn't get traded. I mean, it's, the Pirates stink. They have nothing, and I don't know why that he wouldn't be. Helsley just came out the other day and said he thinks it's a 90% likelihood that he'll be traded.
Yeah, I can see that. Just
Either
uh,
one, I like Bednar more than Helsley, but either one of them I would be thrilled with. I like both a lot, so I'd be thrilled with either one.
yeah, but would you give up anybody for for Helsley, because I think isn't he a free agent too?
I'm almost positive you're right. Let me just make sure. Um, Contract. Yeah, he's a free agent at the end of this season. So yeah, like I mean, I wouldn't like the guys I just read off that were the Phil's top six prospects. I wouldn't give up any one of them. You know, I'm not sure about. Let me look up Bednar's contract status real quick because I don't know off the top of my head. Um, Contract. What's the Bednar's deal? Um.
Oh, I just found it.
Oh, what do you got?
Uh, Under team control through 2026, and will be eligible for free agency in 27.
So you're guaranteed a season and a half out of Bednar. Now you can start talking better prospects. I'm not giving up Andrew Painter, you know what I mean? But maybe we could
Yeah,
talk Mick Abel, maybe, you know what I mean?
yeah, I can see that though.
That Bednar, he's been very good for a very bad team. He's been very consistently good. I'm pulling up stats desperately quickly here. um, but he's a very under the radar, very good guy. I mean, yeah, this season, he's got a 2.19 ERA with a 1.05 whip, 16 staves for one of the worst teams in the league. And um, he had a down year, like a horrific year last year. But take that out of the equation, and he hasn't had an ERA under two or over 2.61 since he became a full time player in 2021.
Okay.
So I would be thrilled to get him, especially knowing that you have him for a year and a half, and how bad the Dombrowski has been awful. at filling the bullpen for the Phils. He is just, and it's a tough job because look, the Dodgers threw $100 million, over $100 million at it this year, and that didn't work either. So I can't be too critical of Dombrowski because it's a hard thing because relievers are so up and down. But this is a guy who's been, other than one out of the last 5 seasons, this guy's been excellent. So I would love to see Bednar. I think it's one of the more realistic ones, unless you're getting Duran, which I think would be awesome. But you're giving up at least one of those top 6 guys, if not more, for that guy. And in the realm of reality, I think Bednar's the least painful price and a really good potential return.
Yeah, I agree. How would you
Plus, he's already in the state.
Yeah, that's true. No, I was also looking at this. I'm trying to find his because I was looking up at like Phillies rumors and stuff. Um, how would
Yeah.
you also feel about Dennis Santana from
Ooh, let
from
me.
like right now I'm looking at his he must have been called up because he only has like 44 innings pitched. But as of right now, he has 44 games, he has an ERA of 1.42.
Oh, I'd be absolutely ecstatic. And am I right that he's wait, let me make sure before I say no, he's a righty, so that's cool. He's been phenomenal this year. Absolutely phenomenal. Um and he's not a he's a guy you wouldn't have to give up as much for Bednar because he doesn't have quite the track record, you know? So I would absolutely be thrilled.
Yeah.
It's a guy like that. There's another guy too of that sort of ilk. Who is it that I was thinking of? Oh, Griffin Jacks and Phil Matan. Uh,
Oh, yes.
where's Griffin's stats? Let me find it real quick because I was looking him up earlier. Um, now he's on the Twins. He has an ERA of 4, so he's not like but last year he had quite a year. I mean, he had an ERA of 2. He's a well over a strikeout an inning guy. Um, and I don't think he would cost an arm and a leg like Duran. So that's an interesting guy. Um, and the one other guy, who did I just say? Oh, Phil Matan, which is he's on the Cardinals, who are definitely selling, I would think, or at least should be. And he's having a great year, 2.35 ERA, 1.12 WHIP. So those are interesting guys. I don't know what the price tag would be for guys like Matan is 32 years old and has been around a little bit, but he's been good in his career. So I don't know. There's some of these guys are going to move. Too many teams need relievers, and the price is going to be more than it should be, even for guys that aren't huge names because of the demand. So it's going to be fascinating to see where it all lands, man. It really is.
Yeah, no, I agree. Especially what now that we're 3 days away from the trade deadline, I think there's just going to be so many moves nonstop from that until what 6 o'clock on Thursday.
Yes, it's going to be wild, man. Like I am not leaving my house on Thursday.
Oh, I don't plan to. I plan to have the TV on as soon as I wake up and just watch everything unfold.
Right there with you, my man. Right there with you. I am so excited, and I mean, if I am going to be crying in my pillow if the Phillies don't get at least one of the two things they need with a big time good reliever or a an outfielder, and preferentially both.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Well,
my
let's.
pillow is going to be damp.
All right. So Phillies do not make outcry.
Oh, I
Yeah,
love it.
yeah. Do not make him cry. We need him. Um, so
That's so awesome.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it, Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that's all I got on the fills then.
uh, yeah. I mean, I think we talked about everything.
Oh crap.
So I think we're all set for
Are
this
you
pod.
there?
Oh, hello.
Oh, I lost you, Jordan. Can you hear me? Hello, hello.
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Oh no. Oh, now I lost Al. Oh boy.
Can you hear me, Jordan?
I can't. Oh, now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Awesome. I thought it was going to dump us right at the end, but we can finish. Yay. Let's finish before it happens again.
Yeah, that was weird for a couple of seconds. Oh, did I lose you?
Uh-oh. I'm losing you again.
Oh, come on.
Jordan, come back.
I'm right here.
There you
Hello.
are.
Okay. I don't know what's
I
going
got you.
on.
Oh, yeah, I got you, bud. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Let's close this sucker up.
Okay, we'll close this one out. Well, again, now, thank you for joining me. This was a lot of fun. I do appreciate it.
My man. Thank you for having me as always. You're the best. You are the
Yeah.
best, Jordan. I appreciate you so much, and thank you for having me as always.
uh, well, thank you for joining me. It's always fun. Next pod, we'll probably do. Well, it's probably like a trade uh, recap. We'll also probably do one on Craig's channel. Um, and also, uh, we do have a top 10 coming up. I believe we're going to do teams next. That should be a blast. um,
Oh, absolutely.
yeah, that one should be a lot of fun. I've also came up with a bunch more topics um, that we'll do later on. So we're good. We're all set for a while.
I love it. I will do them till the end of eternity. So I am right there with you.
Yeah, so yeah, it should be fun. And then yeah, so we'll do like I said, we'll do a recap sometime this week. We'll probably do one here on this channel, and then again on Craig's channel when uh, ever he wants to do it. We'll probably pick up a date, and then yeah. Also, don't forget to check out Al's channel. I know they're on a hiatus right now, but go check out Soul Joel's TV. The podcast is called Bring 'Em Out. A lot of laughs, a lot of um, fun stuff over on there. Him and his buddy Joel. And yeah, other than that, Al, you got anything else to add?
No, I appreciate you talking about that as always, and just love doing this kind of stuff with you, and appreciate you and your baseball knowledge, my man.
Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. So, other than that, we're going to sign off, and I will see you all in the next one.